Oh, yeah. Might as well turn this thing on and see what's happening. Let us see. I think I got my microphone coming through the speakers right now. Do 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 do. I hear him. Do 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 do. I hear him. Ba 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 ba. Do 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 do. Bum bum. Hmm. Hmm. Ah, right. If I go to here, well, that's off. I can turn that down though, right? Right. Okay. If I go to here, well, that's off. I can turn that down though, right? Okay. That's off. I can turn that down though, right? This is the test. Testing 1, 2, 3. This is the test. Testing 1, 2, 3. I want to hear my own voice coming back to me on the YouTube. I want to hear my own voice coming back to me on the YouTube. There it is. I want to hear my own voice coming back to me on the YouTube. There it is. I want to hear my own voice coming back to me on. All right. I won. I'm just farting around, man. Nothing special going on. Just toying with toys. Listening to myself come back. I'm just farting around, man. Nothing special going on. Toying with toys. Listening to my. Turn that down. Hi, Ron, so far away. You're new. I'm not sure I know you. If I do, should, welcome. Sorry. I am just farting around. What is going on here is that I purchased a new audio device not all that long ago. This one here, the Revelator IO24. And it is really cool. I really, really think it's cool. So I am just sort of learning how to run it and all the different things it does. But I tell you, I'm quite enjoying it. And I do want to, for anybody who wants to hook up a regular microphone to their computer system and do that, I really enjoy this thing. So I'm just sort of farting with it. Now you can see it on screen here. And if you look below, not at this upper part with the knob, the round knob and the blue buttons, but below where the mixer is, this thing is super cool. To the right here, I think you can see my mouse. No? I don't know if you can see my mouse. I don't think it's sharing my mouse pointer. I don't think it is. Oh, well. On the right-hand side by the slider, that's right here. Oh, you can see my mouse there. Okay. So there are these 3 buttons. One says main, one says stream mix A, the other one says stream mix B. And what's cool about this is main is what I hear. So if I have the speakers on, I would hear what is controlled by this. And I can also have it in my headphones and turn the speakers off. There are volumes for things like headphones and speakers right here to the right-hand side. But this allows me to determine what I hear, and that includes YouTube. So I can listen to YouTube right-hand side. But this allows me to determine what I hear, and if I had somebody on StreamYards with me right now doing having a chat, I could have them here separate from volume of YouTube. So this is, like I say, exactly what I get to hear. Even if I want to hear myself, I can turn this up and hear myself as well if I want to. But that being said, then on this Stream Mix A, this is what I send out to you all. Now, only thing I'm sending right now is my microphone. So that's kind of nice. It's able to control just my microphone alone. But if I wanted you to hear YouTube, sending right now is my microphone. So that's kind of nice. It's able to control just my microphone alone. But if I wanted you to hear you, and all this shows is what you hear. And then I have a third mixer here that I'm not even using. It's not doing anything at all. And this can be, if I was using Skype or Discord or anything like that, a completely separate mixer for what goes out to Skype or YouTube or any other Discord or anything like that, not YouTube. So this little device basically has three mixers, one for my listening, one for what goes out on Stream Mix A, which is assigned to StreamYards, and what goes out on Stream Mix B, which is currently not assigned to anything at all. And that is really handy. I mean, to be able to determine what you hear separate from what other people hear, good times. So that's the basics of what's here below. You can have two microphones. You could have three different things like this live YouTube. That's everything the computer does. And then StreamYards and then Virtual B, which I haven't assigned. And then you've got your own little reverb built into here if you want to do a small, medium, or large room reverb. Not really all that useful for us, but it's there. So there. Up top here, there are some preset buttons and these settings. But the nice thing about this is basically there are settings for people who want to be able to do this the easy way with simple settings, simple buttons, and then some choices here. Now let me just hear this. How do I hear this? I go to the mixer that lets me hear things. I make sure I turn up the YouTube. Hello? There it is. There it is. So here we have a high pass filter. That's one thing you can set, and there are three easy settings for you. A gate for low, medium, and or low, moderate, and high. I'll turn that down. You've got your compressor, which you can set to a number of different settings, your EQ, and your limiter. Now, all those things can be easily set by these buttons, including your voice of God setting so that people will pay attention to you when you talk. So that's all of those, and they are automatically and easily set with these buttons called the Fat Channel. You can turn the Fat Channel on or off. But if you want to get into the details, you can just click on this button here, and now you have your own settings for high pass filter, for the expander gate, for the compressor, for the EQ, for the limiter, and then in the end for the voice unit that lets you have some fun changing your voice. So all these things are simplified through this little list here, and a person doesn't need to know how to set all those cool settings in order to get the thing used. And once you've got some settings that you like, you can set them into, did I call that one StreamYards? I did. Okay. Wonder how that changes things. Let me hear that. Check 1, 2, 3, 4. 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 All right. So this little unit has been, I've been waiting on something like this for a really long time. And now that it's here, of course, I'm quite happy to show it off. I've got to get that gone. Hang on. Now, I've definitely owned a few units. In fact, I own a few units. And what I mean by that is this. It's upside down. That's right side up. So there are the other two units that I own. Oh, no focus. What's with the focus? Oh, okay. I can fix that. There we go. And still it's upside down. I can't win. Okay, now we're talking. So you need some sort of one of these sorts of boxes to plug in professional microphones to your computer. The top one is the PreSonus AudioBox 22 VSL that I use at karaoke. The bottom one is the Steinberg UR44 that gives me 4 microphone inputs and also used at karaoke. I have a little experience with these kinds of boxes that let you connect computers and microphones, but the current one is this one. This is the PreSonus, and it has all those features that I've been showing you. It is really inexpensive for what it provides you. And if a person wants a box to connect microphones and their computer, this is by far better than either of these two. Okay, so now I'll switch this back to me. Hi, everyone. I don't care if you're watching. I'm glad if you are, but I'm not really doing this to make any content or anything like that. I'm just farting around and I want to see it live on YouTube. And I want to hear it and I want to be able to listen to it. So yeah, that's what we're doing. I can just click on my new YouTube listener. And I want to hear it and I want to be able to listen to it. So yeah, that's what we're doing. I can just click on my new YouTube listener. And there it is. I want to make sure that all the audio sounds good and all that kind of stuff. So I'm just kind of farting around. But one of the things is I kind of just want to showcase this piece of equipment because it's important that you all don't waste money on equipment. And if you want to get more serious about your streaming, you may very well want to go with a professional microphone, and that means getting an interface to plug it in. And interfaces certainly run price-wise is from probably around $50 all the way up to whatever you'd like to spend. You know, any extra money you have, you can spend it. But by far, the PreSonus Revelator IO24 is a killer unit for anybody who wants to do what we're doing here on YouTube and, you know, become a broadcasting source. Let me see here. There have been, you know, many attempts over the years to put together the definitive device that could be used for streamers and YouTubers and Twitchers and all that kind of stuff. And there have been some really great units made over the years that a lot of people really love. But this one is really a game changer, honestly. Let me see if I can't change this here. I want to change this window capture to something else. I think this one. All right. Yeah, this one here. So what's here is like all the reviews, right? You got your PreSonus right from the company itself, how to set it up. You got the full setup. They had a Go XLR and voice meter. That was one way of doing the stuff that this thing does, by having a Go XLR and downloading the software voice meter. And so obviously this guy thinks of this as a replacement for the Go XLR and the voice meter. How to set up the PreSonus Revelator with OBS and Discord. Same with this fellow. PreSonus Revelator, Fat Channel Tutorial. This sums it up and you can see almost all of these have been watched by me to some extent or another. The new streaming standard, the Presonus Revelator IO24. The new podcast standard, Revelator IO24 by Presonus. I'm retiring my Go XLR for this. Now, here's a fellow that I would suggest anytime you're looking to up your streaming game, you want to check out this fellow here. This is Epos Vox, EPOSVOX. He is really, well, they call him the stream professor. So if you're into streaming and want to learn some stuff about that, I would want you to definitely check out Epos Vox on YouTube here. But there are a number of different, YouTube videos here that you can check out that cover this particular unit. It's ideal. It really is. Here, the live streaming game changer. Brody Brazil is an NBC sportscaster. And here his home studio is going to be all about the Presonus Revelator IO24. So anyway, I guess what I'm saying is there is a really good unit out there that is not overly expensive and is head and shoulders above the others, and that is this Revelator. If you don't own microphones, then you can buy the Revelator microphone, which is the whole microphone plus all the Revelator software together, but it's only good for one microphone. It's a single microphone with the software. So it's a Revelator microphone USB Mac with superpowers. So yes, sir, if you have your own microphones, you want the interface device, which is called the Revelator IO24. And if you don't own a microphone and you're thinking about grabbing a microphone, then take a look at the Revelator microphone. This is actually interesting. Let's see what this is. Because they did an update and removed some features and did some changes. So that's a little bit disconcerting when you're a person who already owns it and you're like, what happened to the thing that used to be there and is not there anymore? So, as I say,
I would say is a key product selling feature, and that was the stream mix button. So there used to be a separate mix here. As you can see, we've got 3 mixes.
Okay, we got a few things going on there. Let's stop that. Let me find my other noisemaker, which I believe is me. Yeah, there it is. We'll pause that. Betty White and now Bob Saget, eh? Which is unfortunate. What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
What is up, guys? It's Troy at the full setup here, back with another Revelator.
So the full setup. That's another guy to check out.
Another unhappy Revelator IO24 video. There has been a new firmware update for this. I think it's version 1.19. I'll have to restart the device after I've shot this video to confirm.
I'm not clicking on the right things here.
I'd say is a key product selling feature, and that was the stream mix button. So there used to be a separate mix here. As you can see, we've got 3 mixes going on. There used to be one sat in between main and mix A. And what this allowed you to do was there was a button here that you press called stream mix, and I'll show you it in a second in more detail on a unit that I have that's running the older firmware. And when you press that stream mix button, it would then take everything over. So all your virtual inputs, let's just say it was this one, for example. So
one thing's for sure is it's easy to get confused with all the stuff going on. And whenever you're doing streaming, it's a really good idea to have a producer if you really want to do a super good job. But me, myself, I can't find my mixing board now. I can't find what screen it's on. There's my OBS. Okay, we'll put that away. But where is the mixer? Ah, there it is, off the screen at the bottom. Ha! Hidden. Hiding. Hidden kitten. All right.
game sounds, Discord, music, and all of that, it would then take the mix straight into OBS, and you wouldn't have to come in, and change your audio properties here. As you can see now, I'm having to use Stream Mix A. So what you could originally do was actually have, where was it? So you would have this mic line instrument 1.2 was also /stream.
So they did make some changes to the software. I had some problems with it at the beginning, but the software is now updated and it looks like it's working just fine. This fellow here is complaining about the changes in the software that were made. And I don't know. I didn't really get it up and running under the old software, so I didn't get a chance to experience what that actually amounts to. But with this new software that's running now, and again, I'm not too sure if I miss what was taken out when version 1.9 was released, as it says here. Stream Mix was removed, but my ability to send a stream mix to any particular stream using Stream Mix A and Stream Mix B that's working for me.
Mix. So what that would allow me to do was just press a button and then it would send it straight through. Now, I'm not too happy with this. It seems to be like there is constant ongoing issues with hardware and software, both on the IO24. You can see here the manual has now been updated, so the Stream Mix has been removed. And as you can see here, Stream Mix mode removed from UC. Revelator products will remain in interface mode with physical inputs on USB 1 and 2. There is some other things that they've changed for it as well. They have also fixed the stereo image no longer reversed when voice FX channels were changed. I didn't notice that myself because I don't use it. But for me, the very important thing here is input signal no longer 3 dB greater on left.
Suffice to say that there are a lot of great built-in things into the Revelator 24 IO. If you own a microphone, you want to buy the little unit that I have, the desktop unit, and if you are considering your first microphone and you want it to be a USB microphone, I would definitely be looking at the Revelator IO24 or the Revelator microphone, which will do the job certainly as well. Live YouTube, we can turn that down. So what are you doing this afternoon? Welcome to my Saturday morning. I know it's not Saturday. I know it's not Saturday where you are or where I am for that matter. But this is my Saturday morning. So today I'm playing with the Revelator. And actually, come to think of it, something else I needed to do or wanted to do. Yeah, let's have that up for a second. Turn on some lights. And that's about the time she walked away from me. Nobody loves you when you're 23. And you think more of prank phone calls. What the hell is ADD? And my friends say I should act my age. What's my age again? What's my age again? Then later on the drive home, I called her mom from a payphone. I said I was the cops and your husband's in jail. The state looks down on sodomy. And that's about the time that bitch hung up on me. No one should take themselves so seriously. And think more of those prank phone calls. What the hell is ADD? All right. Hey, Silver, thanks for stopping by. I'm not doing anything. I'm just doing this because I felt like it. That's why. Now, I've had lots of great mail lately. Mail has started to finally get here from sent before the Christmas season. And that means we received some cool stuff that we do not have otherwise from none other than Coinin' Around, also known as Two-Pack Coin Roll Hunter, but you know that is a changed name now, and starting good old 2022, Two-Pack is changing the channel name to Coinin' Around. So we definitely want you to check out Coinin' Around and, be a part of that. Pardon me. Come for the giveaways, stay for the fun. Let me see here. What's my age again? Let's see if I go to the thing that I listen to. That's that click. And then I want to hear live YouTube. I don't think I'm hearing any live YouTube. And later on. There we go. I don't think I'm hearing any live YouTube. There's live YouTube. And later on the drive home, Marty is nuts. Speaking of mail, the next on the list to see what came in the mail is right here. Marty is nuts. Speaking of, anybody recognize that? Anybody named Marty? Of course, we get our Christmas mail a little bit late. We'll just, oh, here come. Now, I live on the same street as the hospital. So here comes. Of course, we get Christmas mail a little bit late. It's the. Now, I live on the same street as the hospital. Yeah, we'll just mute that because I know it's coming through twice because I'm just farting around. But Marty sent, and we finally received mail from Marty. Got a picture of the numismaniac on there. Look at that. And this is what we got. Thank you, Marty. Now, my wife bought me a roll. In fact, there are 2 rolls. So I'm going to be giving these out with a certain amount of wild abandon because Marty stocked me up here with 2 sets. And that's how they're going to go out when I give them out. You're going to get a painted and unpainted and then the regular one from the year. These are all uncirculated from Marty's roll, and he sent them out to me when he was unsure if I was going to get a roll, and I didn't know my wife had bought me a roll. Oh, by the way, look at my beat up hands. I have a cat. Damn cat. Freaking cat. Meat wagon. You're looking at my hands all chewed up. Yeah, they feed the cat, apparently. My cat is a ferocious little bitch. I love her, but oh yeah, no, the cat's ferocious. But yeah, so Marty sent this my way. There you go. Thanks. And that's just I'm going to make sure that those go out to people who want to get some of these painted dimes because I stocked up and Marty helped stock me up. So we're just going to make sure they get out there. So we'll be doing giveaways and things like that. Right now I'm behind in my mailing, so I'm loath to do another giveaway for today because that would just mean I've got something else to not mail out yet, and I don't want to stack it up any higher than I already have. The change of my gig, my karaoke gig, which I was featuring every Wednesday night, kind of threw a monkey wrench into things because that's my spending money too, so until we get back at it, I think a little later on this month, as I understand it, we will be back. My postage, spare cash and whatnot is kind of on hold. So that being said, if you've won something from me, you'll get it, I promise. But it's going to take some time because I need to get a little pocket money in here so I can do some. I mean, your letters are nothing. They're $5 or $6 or $3 or $4 each. But I have another box I have to get out, and it's actually the first thing I need to get out, and it's still sitting there, and I really need to mail it, and it's going to cost me a few dollars, so I got to get that raised up and make that box the next thing that leaves here because it has useful things in it for somebody who could use them. So, Evil Arch Conservative on their way home from work, thank you for, I do that too, put it on in the car sometimes, and just, I never watch, I'm just listening. But I appreciate your coming by here. Now, if anybody'd like to come up on the panel, of course, we've got room for 10. And if you let me know, I will put the link up so you can grab it. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't have a plan. Just threw the thing open, turned it on, and decided I would just go live, basically. Later on, right now, Joe Durbin is doing his auction. Earlier, Big Red did some sand casting. Yankee Stacken put up a video. Who else is here and done videos recently? Dreadpool's been up and down. He was up for a couple hours there, I think, just doing a quick mail call and what. I've been watching videos, of course, mourning the death of Bob Saget. We do miss Bob. He was a great, great comedian, and if you ever caught anything that he did that wasn't Full House or or television comedy. If you ever saw Bob Saget do something other than television, then you know what a great comedian he was, dirty as can be, and funnier than heck. So basically, Bob Saget, you left us too soon, dude. You're not even as old as I am, and that scares the crap out of me. But what are you gonna do? Yes, going back to the nickels and the recently received coinage. Yes, lovely V nickel is right. Yeah, let me get rid of the not get rid of, just place in a different spot. I mean, let me see if I can zoom her on in. Of course, you're going to be like that, aren't you? Later on the drive home, I called her mom from a payphone. You know what? I hate this phone. I pulled out an old phone because I kind of did my own Samsung S10 some serious damage, which is really sad because the Samsung S10 Plus is such a great phone, and it was good up until the other day, but I dropped it. Tealtra Queen, thank you for coming. Yeah, no, I dropped it. So it's messed up now. But I think I might be able to get it working as my camera here. Oh, I missed a phone call from my wife. That's not good. That's not good. When your wife calls, do not pretend you're not at home. All right. So she'll call back maybe to find out what or something. I don't know. All right. I was going to use the camera. Yeah, I dropped it and broke the screen kind of the other day where it's kind of mostly working, but it's kind of messed too at the same time, which is really unfortunate because I really quite like this phone. I don't really want another one. Oh, hang on. I'm calling my wife again, apparently. Or she's calling me. Yay, you called?
Yeah, I just wanted to check if you wanted hot dogs.
Of course.
Well, I don't know that for sure.
Okay, whatever.
I might go to the hospital and get my hand x-rayed.
Oh, what happened?
When I was getting the snow off of the car at the back end, there's all ice. And I went sliding down into the snowbank and I fell and my hand is hurting.
Oh, no. Okay, well.
It's not, I don't see a bump or anything like that, but it hurts when I move it.
Do you have full, but you can't, do you have full range of motion with pain? Do you have full range of motion?
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, probably not good, but probably a bruise and not a break. But do what you think you need to do. I'll be right here.
Yeah.
All right, love. Talk to you later. Oh, am I still getting hot dogs?
Yeah, I got it already.
Oh.
I just gotta stop and get David's part.
I just had to. I just wanted to know if I was teasing myself now or not. Okay, hot dogs, right on.
No, I got you hot dogs.
All right, thank you, love.
I got you mustard, I got you ketchup, I got you French fries.
Well, French fries will never last, love. They'll never make it here okay, usually. But that being said, hot dogs are awesome. They're still not cutting up onions for us, right?
No.
Those cheap.
They don't ever go back to that.
Never?
You can pick up some onion. There's an onion on the counter right now.
Yes, I know, but you say they're never going to go back to onions?
Probably not.
Oh. Wow. Okay. All right, love. See you soon.
Okay.
There you go. A window into my world. Hey, sorry about that, Marty. These things happen. I hope to not be on that list of people soon, but sometimes you feel so crappy and you're getting old and then people are dropping like flies all around you and you start to think, well, frig, I'm obviously next. Well, with my shit ass heart and all the stents in there and all the rest of that, wouldn't surprise me. But I try to tell the people in my life what to do if I go, so that somebody comes on here and lets all y'all know. Because I mean, such a big group of people we've got here that, we do regularly lose people, and it's hard when, there's no one that understands that we need to be told that we're, an integral and daily part of these people's lives, and we're going to need to, someone's going to need to bring us up to speed. But yeah, these things, eh? What are you going to do? So I'm going to do a quick refresh and just see. This is kind of a thing that I used to do, or had in mind to do, maybe. Let's put it that way. And that is always to just see what people are doing. You can come over here and visit with me. Yeah, I'm just over 50. 50 is way too young, for sure. If it's a sickness that you picked up somehow, that's one thing you can sort of prepare if you're not feeling particularly well and you have some sort of clue. And then for some, it comes like real fast. You don't even know. Wham, you're done. So, wow. Well, when we strive on, don't we? What can you do? But yeah, Durbins are on. I got Be Real here. He's a pot smoker dude, so he's a little bit fun and does a good interview. So we've got him here. I got Joe Durbin, Silver Seeker, Silver Life. Susie Q is on now. Low Doe Coin Collecting Show. So if you're into low doe coin collecting, you can pop over to Susie Q and see what she's up to. Let's take a look. Well, she likes kitties. We like kitties. So kitties are good. Who's over here? Archaeology Mikey, Daniel, Denmo, Pat Base 03, Scott Teskey, Shelly, Lauren, Lucky James Eller, all visiting over there right now. I'll say hi. I'll just give them the period so they know I'm lurking. Because I'm lurking. Who else is going on here? I watch a lot of this guy here, Cletus McFarland. Now, Cletus McFarland just makes vehicles and runs them and tears them up, blows up engines and does burnouts and all that kind of stuff. So if you're into all that kind of stuff, you should check yourself out some Cletus McFarland. And I've never seen this vehicle he's got here before. What the hell is that? Okay, let's go back here and check out what Cletus is doing.
Yeah, pepperoni.
Oh, I got cheese pizza. Must be the wrong guy.
All right, I'll wait for the next one.
Did you order a pizza?
Oh, Jesus.
Hubby set up his, that's Avalanche prepared.
Hell yeah, brother. You're on the Please Me Phone YouTube
That's
channel.
pretty funny. So in case of Avalanche, when you guys are, when they're, what do you call it? Heck. When you are snowmobiling, they have these things that have a little pressurized canister of air. So if you get stuck in a avalanche, they have some hope of finding you. Marty's going out to the chill for the rest of the night. Oh, he's going to chill. Oh, yeah. No, cool. Chilling is awesome, dude. I thought you meant you were going outside to chill for the rest of the night. Don't do that. That looks like a tank.
So cool. Is it amazing in the south?
It's wild.
Yeah. Really good.
Wow, things got headlights and everything. Where couldn't you go with a unit like that? Look at that.
I gotta be honest, dude. I just run it up the trail so bad back there. I don't know if we're gonna make it back through.
Dude, you dug 4 foot right there. Just right here.
I think we screwed ourselves. I mean, I think I screwed the whole situation is what I think is why we screwed ourselves.
We could go straight up to the left around that evergreen tree.
We're gonna have to bomb it, dude.
All right.
Bomb it.
Fair, hold on.
So he thinks he's dug himself into a problem here, but what a neat little unit. So that's a Ripsaw personal luxury tank.
Shout out to Dave Sparks for having us out.
Ripsaw. Oh, wow.
All right, I'll wait the neck on.
Wow. Well, there's some good times. Well, if you could metal detect through snow, who would want to do all the digging anyway?
Look at that.
All right, they got some nice views from there, but
Thanks for helping me get unstuck, boys.
bottom line is if you're in British Columbia, those views are not hard to come by at all. Okay, we'll turn that down. So yeah, we like Cletus. We definitely watch Cletus. Cletus, we like Cletus. So one thing I've always said, you know, I like to help people make decisions as far as selecting equipment for streaming and whatnot. But one of the places I get my information and do my research is a place called Podcast Stage. Let me show you what that is. In fact, it's right there. This fellow, I don't know if his real name is Bandrew with a B, but that's what he calls himself. Not Andrew, but Bandrew. And Bandrew has got Podcast Stage among other channels. Now, this is a great channel. And lots of stuff that you would be interested in using for streaming is reviewed here. Now, all the way from a really inexpensive basic cable that replaces an audio interface that lets you plug a microphone into your computer, a regular pro microphone. He demonstrates it. It doesn't sound horrible. It does work, but you know, does it compare to a proper interface? No, not really. But does it get the job? Yes, it does. It does do the job. Now, you know, does it cost much is kind of the question. Because if you can get one of these things, a Hosong Jin USB microphone pluggy thing, I mean, my interfaces, they range from a couple $100, you know, to more. And these things, I don't think they're overly expensive. Let's just see. Well, $23. There it is right there, right? That would take a microphone cable plug and turn it into a USB plug to plug into your computer. And so that completely replaces an interface and doesn't give you any like cool things to do like my interface does, but that lets you connect a professional microphone to your computer. And apparently it works. Like I say, it's not like he does a test on it and it actually works. So, and what it is there's a sound card built into this little end, a very inexpensive, not particularly great sound card. And that's how it works. So a person can use any kind of professional microphone and get audio into their computer. That's, I mean, I guess it's okay. I mean, I'm honestly, I wouldn't say it didn't work because it definitely worked. But, you know, how well did it work? Actually, that's the beauty of these videos.
Into my Mac.
You decide
My
how
gain is
well
set
it
up.
worked, you know?
Greetings, Earthlings, and welcome to a Casual Friday video, a video where I don't really put in much work, and I just wing it and hopefully have a little bit of fun. A very common question I get is, are XLR to USB cables worth it? Should I buy it? Does it work with this microphone? And I did answer this maybe 5 years ago, but I figured, let's revisit it. So I went ahead and bought the highest rated XLR to USB cable available on Amazon. And that cable is the Hosongen USB male to XLR female mic link converter cable studio audio cable connector cords adapter for microphone for recording. The overall Amazon rating is 4.5 stars with 2,237 ratings, and normally this cable costs $19. I guess let's talk about what comes in the bag or something.
So right now, he's got that plugged into the SM 7B, same microphone as used by Silverlife and a lot of others. It's kind of the de facto podcasting microphone, but there honestly isn't anything overly special about it. It's really the de facto podcasting microphone because of how it looks. And people expect that pro podcasters will have one of those. So pro podcasters buy one of those because they want to look like they're pro. Whereas this microphone here is the brother to that microphone there. It just looks different and is the microphone that Elton John uses while sitting at the piano playing for your amusement. And honestly, if it's good enough for Sir Elton, it's good enough for you or me. But I digress. We definitely do kowtow to labels and expectations, I guess. And so there's Bandrew with the microphone that is actually known to be a harder microphone to use. And beauty of it there is that he's using it with that inexpensive adapter cable and not a $50 or more interface. So if you have only one microphone you want to get connected and you want to get it connected, to your basic computer, this is definitely, he's using it for the audio here. So it's not horrible. It's definitely not horrible. Let's listen a little bit more.
But it's not much. Comes with the cable, this little cable tie, and a quick start guide or spec sheet or something. Then I guess let's talk about the build quality. On one end you have the XLR port, the other end you have a very cheap feeling plastic USB plug. You have this little indicator light that blinks the entire time that it's plugged in, which is maddening. One interesting thing, they do have one of those ferrite beads or ferrite chokes on the cable to hopefully help and reduce interference. But overall, not a very good feeling product, but it is $20. Then as far as the specs, it records 16-bit 44.1 or 48 kilohertz. It lists the impedance at 1 milliohm, a dynamic range of 80 decibels, a ration of 83 dB, and a signal boost gain of plus 20 dB. I don't know what most of that means because I don't trust it. Up until now, you've been hearing the SM7B running directly over this cable into my Mac. My gain is set at 100%, and we're barely eking out a level here. I'm guessing I'll have to boost it plus 20, maybe plus 25 decibels in post, but this is kind of a worst case scenario because it's one of the quietest dynamic mics. So let's try a hotter output dynamic mic. All right.
Okay, so he just said that he had to boost it in post by 20 dB, meaning that even though you're hearing proper levels, he had to boost it. And also YouTube has a way of averaging levels out so that they're all more or less average, I guess is a way to put it. And so there's a lot going on to make that sound the way it does. You might not get that kind of a result using that cable because you don't have a way of boosting it in what's called post, where he had to turn up the gain 100% and boost it 20 dB in post. In the case of using this more average microphone, much like the one that I'm using, he only had to boost it 10 in post. But
right, now we are on the SE Electronics SEV7, a microphone, a dynamic microphone that has a significantly hotter output. The gain is still set at 100%, and we are hitting a much better level, around negative 18 to negative 12 decibels. And I will go ahead and be quiet so you can hear the noise. This is kind of a best case scenario for a dynamic because this has a very healthy output. So this would be the lowest noise you would probably expect out of this connection method, this cable. So I'll shut up so you can hear that. Now before I plug in any of these condenser microphones, I'm going to measure the voltage that is output by this cable. And here on the screen is me holding up a multimeter or a multimeter. We're getting a solid 3 volts, which is very unusual for these cables. typically you get sub 1 volt, so it doesn't work with anything that requires any voltage. So there you go, 3 volts. And because we are getting a voltage when I have connected the NW700, which is what I have just done, you can actually hear something. You are getting some signal here because this is an electret condenser microphone that requires around 4.5 volts to function at its best. Yet here we are with 3 volts, so it's suboptimal, but it is still technically functioning. Gain is still at 100%, and I'm hitting around the same level as I did with the SEV7.
So the newer NEEWER, these microphones are the ones you'll find for, $30 or $40, including the arm to hold it and all that kind of stuff, like your USB microphone package special. And here you get that opportunity to hear a little bit of what these cheap mics sound like, and they really don't sound that bad. I mean, even now he's talking into it with this cheap cable, so you've got one of the cheapest mics on the internet along with a $23 or $25 or $19 cable, and still he sounds all right.
So really not a good output. Let me go ahead and try a few more condensers just to demonstrate that it doesn't work.
See, now with some microphones doesn't work at all. That one there, not at all. So, I mean, this is the cheap way of going about things. Cables that do...
Now, on the Amazon
adapters.
listing, they do state that if
Hey,
you want to
Nimbus
use a
Maniac, thank you
condenser
for stopping by,
microphone,
brother.
you need to
I'm
have a
just fooling
standalone
around.
phantom power supply. I don't have any of those phantom power supplies anymore. I have misplaced them, or they're hidden under some kind of stack of crappy XLR cables that came with a Neewer NW700 kit, so I don't have one of those. I'm not going to give up there. So we are going to commit some utter blasphemy here, and we're going to do something. Before I describe what's happening, I need to apologize to Lewitt. I am sorry for this, and I need to ask the Austrian government not to execute me, because that may be a justifiable response to this. Currently, I have the Lewitt LCT840, which is a $1,000 tube condenser microphone that is running into the Lewitt power supply for this microphone. It has been warming up for about an hour. Then I'm running the XLR output from that power supply over the hosting on XLR to USB cable into my Mac, 16-bit 48 kilohertz.
So what's going on here is he's got a really, really, really good microphone, and he's going to plug it into that crap astrophy of a cable, and then he's going to test it.
And my gain is set at 50%. So finally, we were able to decrease the gain below 100%, which is what it was set on for the SEV7, the Neewer NW700, and of course, the SM7B. So there you go. That's a stupid test that nobody will be buying this cable for, just for the sake of doing it, I guess.
And that's a good reason too. So here, this is one of those kits we're talking about. I mean, $54 gets you that NW700 microphone, the arm, the cable. Now there's a cable. It looks as though you could plug that directly into your computer. I don't know about that. It's got the adapter cable, but hard to say how that would work exactly, plugging directly into the computer, but maybe. I don't know anybody who tests them that way. Like this one has an XLR output, so that means it would go into some sort of audio input device. That's one thing about these Chinese units. They've it needs 40. Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh yeah. Anywho, newer. All kinds of cool stuff from them. Lights too. Lights are a big part of the answer for you if you want to do streaming. You want a good picture, you're going to need some decent lights. No karaoke time today, Joe. We've been shut down for the current COVID situation for a while. And later this month, we should be back to karaoke on Wednesday nights as always. But until then, nothing special. We're just having a good time. I'm just doing this thing, you know. I want to cancel that. What I do want to do is just throw this up here. So if y'all want to come up for a visit, you certainly can. There it is. Welcome one, welcome all. I'm just looking around on the internet and having some fun. You should buy an XLR to USB cable? Probably not. Probably not. If you wanted to get a microphone hooked up to your computer, one that wasn't USB, first I'd ask you why, because there are great USB microphones now that you can get that will do totally the job for you, that you don't have to buy a interface. And in fact, you can get one USB mic that's got all the stuff that mine has with this Revelator box, because you can get the Revelator USB microphone. Oh, here's a different test. Do XLR to USB cables work? That was 6 years ago. So we actually just looked at this XLR to USB cable. That was 3 days ago. But you see, he visited that. Amazon Basics condenser microphone review. Blue Snowball. The snowballs are all right. All of these kind of work, to a certain measure. It's just a matter of when you compare them, do you notice a difference that would make you want to make a change? The newer people have put out a lot of equipment. Some of it is actually half decent as far as I know. And there go the puppy dogs. It's all right. My son's moving around,
welcome
so the
back
dogs
to
are making noise, but
Podcastage.
we're
My
not
name's
gonna worry
Banjo, and
about
I'm
that
back with
much because,
another
again, we're not having
microphone
any
test
particular-
video for
it's
you
not
guys.
Like, serious, you know what I mean?
So today I am testing
This
out
reminds me
the
of the mic I
MXL
saw,
Tempo.
Twisted Tips. I think he has one of these. If he doesn't have one of these, he has one that's very similar to it. That actually has lights
As
and
requested by a few people.
I don't know, this
Number
one has
one,
lights. Let's
Potato
see.
Izzy. Number two, Benjamin Ewald. And number three, the person who has requested this probably 100 times in the comments, Spaya Vivo. So you can stop requesting it, because here it is. And if you are interested in this microphone, it'll set you back between 70 and 80 bucks. And as per usual, I'll link it in the video description. Okay, so quick overview. This is a USB microphone, which means you should be able to plug it directly into your computer's USB port, and it should be recognized. You may have to download some drivers, but it should work right out of the box. It is also listed as compatible with Windows and Mac, so you should be fine there.
So there you go, a USB microphone. So what's that worth? US and UK. So I don't got one for Canada, but we're looking at US prices. MXL Tempo KR USB condenser microphone, $118. You can get them at 81. 108 condenser red cardioid, right? And then this one's different, and it's less expensive. MXL Tempo. $118. I would be tempted to go to my local music store and see what they had to offer. At $118 over the internet, I don't think it's overly horrible, but because I'm in Canada, I'm going to Long and McQuaid, but if you were in the States, you would go to Guitar Center or Sweetwater, something like that. Well, fire up the microphones. And later on, from a drive home. Okay, and then we'll sort them by price. So going low to high at the music store for microphones, you start out with these CAD audio ones at around $44, $59. Samsung, this one here is a really good one. Go Mic Portable. I don't know if I like that one as much. the Samsung condenser. That looks like almost like a ball, like one of the snowballs. I don't really care for the look of that one that much, honestly. Kind of weird. Okay, so while there are a few different answers, and of course in American stores you would find some slightly different choices in pricing, I see that as I go from least expensive, the CAD audio comes up, the first Samsung, and then some Mackie, some CAD audio. But when you get here, this is the first one I like. This is the Samsung Q2U. It's a really good microphone. It is a USB microphone. You plug it directly into your computer. It's ready to go. That one's 90 Canadian, so it's probably more like, 60 American, between 60 and 70, and gives you everything that you need, including a little stand. Although in the end, you're probably going to want a better stand so you can really place your microphone where you want to. But that one there would allow you to plug directly into your computer without any further purchases. And it has the ability to be plugged in by XLR as well. So in the future, should you decide on an interface, you'll be able to continue to use this microphone. So this is one I like. This is one I like and would suggest to people, and comes from a proper music store, not a Amazon purchase, but you could probably get that on Amazon too, I would think. What are you thinking, baby? Are you going to go to the doctor's? You heard it that bad? Is it bruised or beat up looking? Oh. So you fell out front here? Oh. Snowy out there and slippery. Of course, we've still got snow everywhere around here in British Columbia, so it's no time to not be out there with a good grip because you'll slide. So, there are a few different choices here at 89, but now I know Samsung, so I like their products. They sound good. I use a few of their microphones in other places, so I'm pretty big on them. Even the CO1 is a very nice little microphone to get your hands on and use it. A nice inexpensive pair of microphones, one from the left, one from the right, if you wanted to go with stereo. And then as you move into these kinds of microphones, they don't have the USB built in, so they're great if you've got a device for an audio interface. But unless you've got an audio face, you want a USB microphone. Here's a very expensive one. You're going up into those fancier microphones at $211. And there are lots of microphones out there that are inexpensive that look like that. But if you've actually considered one of the USB microphones that's, not found in a music store and is fairly inexpensive, let me assure you that somebody has made a review of it, right? So what you're going to want to do is go to podcast stage, go ahead to the playlists, right? And you're going to be able to find stuff like this. $0 to $10 mic reviews, 11 to 24, 25 to 49, 50 to 74. So you're cooking. You're definitely going to be able to find, something in your budget that, sounds good to you. And the beauty of these things is, of course, you're able to listen to them, see what we got.
Great. Oh, jeez. How am I going to get through this video? That hurts so bad.
Ouch.
Quick unrelated tangent. Can you survive without both kidneys? Because today I'm back with a review of the most expensive microphone I will likely ever be able to review.
Well, that's about a $7,000 microphone, so we won't have to worry about that at all. I'm just looking to see if there's any USB microphone reviews, which I'm sure he's done. shotgun mic, handheld mics, broadcast mics, all kinds of things. Camera review as well for those of you who are streaming and want to, right here.
Greetings, Earthlings, and welcome back to Podcastage. My name's Bander, and I'm back with another webcam review for you guys. Greetings, Earthlings, and welcome back to Podcastage. My name's Bander, and I'm back with another webcam review for you.
Yeah, we know. He only did 4 webcam reviews. He's not a real big camera reviewer guy, but of course,
Greetings, Earthlings, and welcome back to Podcastage. My name's Bander, and I'm back with another. Greetings, Earthlings, and welcome back to Podcastage.
Already. All right. That's enough greetings. Oh, interesting. I think he was doing the video and the audio with the camera at that point too, which is also neat to know. Let's see if I put in USB. Now, while Bandrew is the guy I like to go to when it comes to reviewing microphones and audio interfaces to some extent. And as you can see, you can just bang in USB and get all kinds of stories about what's the best USB sound card, the AT2020 USB review. And as I say, all kinds of great stories here about using USB type microphones instead of Pro style microphones. Philip DeFranco has released a new video today. If you guys don't check out Philip DeFranco, go ahead. Copper Coins is live. Let's see what's happening over at Copper Coins right now.
And his father has also moved here. And we are kind of
an original roll reveal. Check out Copper Coins right now.
I guess a unit
roll hunting
of
with
sorts.
An original roll reveal.
Brian is his father's name. He's working with me,
wrapped roll.
putting sets of coins together and helping ship stuff.
So
It's working pretty well.
let's see what else is going on in the world of coins today. I'll close that. I'll close that. Let's go back to the Darren Watches Everybody page. All right, please don't respond to the porno bots. They're not good. Just go to Porn Dig or Pornhub. Don't respond to any bots ever. So reality not safe for work. One of the things I watch sometimes, Be Real, is on Copper Coins and Joe Durbin. Copper Coins doing some roll hunting, and Joe Durbin is always with one of those great auctions. Susie Q96 on with the Monday Low Dough Coin Collecting Show, maybe. So that is what is going on right now. Nothing else. See what Joe's got. What's on the auction block of Joe's?
First.
Nice mid set, Philadelphia set.
Thank you guys. So Coin Junkie's at 29.
Must have some silver in it.
Hey, Mark.
For 29.
Don't pull over, Mark, whatever you do.
Got a little toning on that.
Drive safe, buddy.
Benji there, looks like.
Robert Pintop at $31. Thank you, Robert. John Boulay at 32. Hello, Sheena Smith. How are you today, ma'am? It's good to see you, Sheena.
Sheena.
Thank you, baby. Are you going to need me to drive you down, love? Well, if you're having any trouble driving, I will.
Robert Pintop at 33.
So you're finding my videos are loud. Okay, that's good to know. exchange and shipping. Oh yeah, terrible. I can't buy anything from Canada most of the time simply because by the time I've, like you say, exchanged it and shipped it, there's no deal to be had, that's for sure. Oh well. No money, no money. More money, no money. All right. Well, I just wanted to show off some of the things that came in the mail, which you did, and show off my new mixing board thingy-mabobber, which you did. So I think I'm going to have myself some lunch now. I hope that's okay. I just wanted to turn this thing on and have some fun, so I have. I'm going to lurk around some other people's streams and maybe be on later. I hope you all have a good time and find some good stuff to watch. I'm going to, when I play a video, the video is loud. You see, now that's interesting because all the videos, when I play a video, they're normalized to 100% volume. So they're what full volume sounds like. And if I'm not as loud as a video, that's not the video's fault for being too loud. That is my fault for being too quiet because. So actually, I'm just going to fart with that a little bit and see how that goes, because that is one of the things I am kind of looking into.
You, right now, look me in the eyes and answer the question, what happened while I was gone? I leave for a month, I take a break from looking at the news, and then I get ready for today's show. I look on the internet and what's the first story I see? In the eyes and answer the question, what happened while I was gone? I leave for a month, I take a break from looking at the news, and then I get ready for today's show. I look on the internet and what's the by the invite-only group 111 private club. With these videos going viral, you had a lot of people pissed off in the public. In fact, the public backlash became so bad that we even saw Prime Minister Justin Trudeau say this.
I think like all Canadians who've seen
by the invite-only group 111 private club. With these videos going viral, you had a lot of
we know how hard people have worked to keep themselves safe, to limit their family gatherings at Christmas time, to wear masks, to get vaccinated, to do all the right things. And it's a slap in the face to see people putting themselves, putting their fellow citizens, putting airline workers at risk by being completely irresponsible.
And so as a result of their behavior, Sunwing Airlines, which flew the group on December 30th, canceled their return flight, saying our decision to cancel the return flight was based on the group's refusal to accept all terms and our security team's assessment that non-compliance would be likely based on their previous disruptive onboard behavior. But it ended up not just being then. We saw other Canadian airlines like Air Transat and Air Canada announcing that they too denied return flights for several passengers in the group. And as of last Friday, you had Canada's health minister saying that only about 27 of the 130 passengers were back home. And of those back back in Canada, reportedly they took 4 different flights to get there. They were tested upon arrival at the border. They were asked for proof of vaccination and quarantine plans. Also turns out it's not over. The country's transportation authorities saying they're investigating the incident, saying that the passengers could face $5,000 fines for violating masking requirements. This will also be interesting to watch because we've also seen at least one passenger test positive for COVID who's a teen who won a trip in an Instagram contest. But they're claiming that not everyone was engaging in reckless behavior on the flight, which is also something the club's founder, James William Awad, also said on Twitter. With him also saying, I've significantly learned that I'm still learning from this experience, but all you, right now, look me in the eyes and answer the question, what happened while I was gone? I leave for a month, I take a break from looking at the news, and then I get ready for today's show. I look on the internet, and what's the first story I see? A reality star from 90 Day Fiancé started selling her farts in mason jars for $500 a pop, then $1,000 a pop, ended up making $200,000 before she says she was hospitalized because she was eating so poorly to make those farts, and so now she's selling those farts in a mason jar as NFTs. That is possibly the most 2022 story I've ever heard. I think it sets the tone for the year. And so on that happy note,
I make some noise. Check 1, 2. And it comes through 8 seconds later. I make some noise. Check 1, 2. And it comes through 8 seconds later. I make some noise. Check 1, 2.
it brings me joy to say, sup, you beautiful bastards. Welcome back to the first Philip DeFranco show of 2022. Do me a favor if you would. Let's start off on a good note. Hit that like button. It brings me joy to say, sup, you beautiful bastards. Welcome back to the first Philip DeFranco show of 2022. Do me a favor if you would. Let's start off on a good note. It brings me joy to say, sup, you beautiful bastards. Welcome back to the first Philip DeFranco show. Horrifying accident. So let's walk through it together. You have this pilot flying a plane. Luckily, no other passengers on board. He has to make an emergency landing, with authorities saying that the plane lost power and ultimately he crashed, but he didn't just crash. He crashed onto a set of train tracks near Whiteman Airport. Officers at a nearby LAPD station then rushed to the scene within minutes, and then we see this footage from the ground showing the officers trying to pull the pilot out. Right, just seconds after they drag him to safety, we hear the train's horn blast right before it rips through the empty plane. Thankfully, there were no other injuries reported on the ground. The pilot was taken to a local trauma center, was in stable condition, and understandably so, people have been calling these 4 officers who responded heroes. And yeah, that seems like the word to describe it. That's insane. And then let's talk about this fucking video. This is one of several videos that have gone viral over the past week showing maskless people partying on a flight from Canada to Cancun, Mexico for a 6-night stay. Right? It might be a little bit different than a flight you've taken recently. We're seeing dancing, yelling, passing around bottles of alcohol, even vaping in the cabin. Right? This blows up. People going, okay, what? I need to know more. And as it turns out, this was a privately chartered plane from Montreal filled with Canadian social media stars and reality TV personalities, among other people. The trip was reportedly organized by the invite-only group 111 Private Club. With these videos going viral, you had a lot of people pissed off in the public. In fact, the public backlash became so bad that we even saw Prime Minister Justin Trudeau say this.
I think, like all Canadians who've seen those videos, I'm extremely frustrated. We know how hard people have worked to keep themselves safe, to limit their family gatherings at Christmas time, to wear masks, to get vaccinated, to do all the right things. And it's a slap in the face to see people putting themselves, putting their fellow citizens, putting airline workers at risk by being completely irresponsible.
And so as a result of their behavior, Sunwing Airlines, which flew the group on December 30th, canceled their return flight, saying our decision to cancel the return flight was based on the group's refusal to accept all terms and our security team's assessment that non-compliance would be likely based on their previous disruptive onboard behavior. But it ended up not just being then. We saw other Canadian airlines like Air Transat and Air Canada announcing that they too denied return flights for several passengers in the group. And as of last Friday, you had Canada's health minister saying that only about 27 of the 130 passengers were back home. And of those back in Canada, reportedly they took 4 different flights to get there. They were tested upon arrival at the border. They were asked for proof of vaccination and quarantine plans. Also turns out it's not over. The country's transportation authority saying they're investigating the incident, saying that the passengers could face $5,000 fines for violating masking requirements. This will also be interesting to watch because we've also seen at least one passenger test positive for COVID who's a teen who won a trip in an Instagram contest. But they're claiming that not everyone was engaging in reckless behavior on the flight, which is also something the club's founder, James William Awad, also said on Twitter, with him also saying, I've significantly learned that I'm still learning from this experience, but also trying to downplay the chaos that was captured on video. Then, is the Twitch pop?
Now that's hilarious. Oh, well. Amazing, these people. No, we're already doing all that. Oh, that's me. Okay, that's cool. So let's reach out to the YouTubes and see who's doing what again. I have my hot dog. Jeff Crumpler is live. Come out to the Crumple Zone. Let's go to the Crumple Zone.
It's amazing, she says. Look here. The Mars
I got lots of fries.
rover. Very nice. If I can't get that to focus better. Very nice coin. I think the back of it's my favorite part. Ah! Man down. Guess it's a good
What's
thing it's
happening
capsule,
over in the
right?
Crumple Zone?
So, everybody, if you're not subbed to Mad Stacker, I would do so. He has got some very awesome stuff. I got one for him to myself. He said, there you go. I'm really happy to have the double 1K sticker to add to my sticker collection of Mad Stackers. Miss Lisa Wills, I'm gonna give you
So
a
over
holler.
there, there's Archaeology Mikey,
not getting
Ed
back to you.
Eden
I'm
Beckford,
sorry that I had
Herman Ortiz,
but
Lisa
I've
Wills,
been
Random
actually
Stacker, and
fighting
Zebra
cold.
all hanging out at Jeff's.
It's
I'm sure there's good stuff happening at the Durban auction as always.
If it's a little bitty one, I get it. Looks like PCGS is back in business. Maybe.
Quite a nice big list of people there.
We got Ted Evans coming back at 42.
And
His
I-
Keegan said, let's enough. Let's go, bitters. We're going once.
All right, looks good. Not too much else happening. This is interesting. I'm going to play this. Let's see what this is.
It was certainly understandable why so many Dexter fans were skeptical of Dexter New Blood when Showtime first announced plans for the series. The last episode of Dexter is one of the most universally despised series finales in the history of television. However, over the course of its first season, Dexter New Blood would seem to have proven itself a valued continuation of the original series. The penultimate episode of the reboot's first season, episode 9 The Family Business, currently sits at a 9.7 out of 10 rating on IMDb. Certainly a far cry from the original series finale of Dexter, which is currently only managing 4.6 stars on the same site.
Now, Dexter, there's a good show. Never watched Dexter? You definitely want to watch that. That's a good time. What else is going on? I don't want to play too much of any one thing because, well, you know, copyright and all that stuff. Anything else going on? Let's see what's happening over at Copper Coins.
Oh, yeah. That works. Nice 1949 S
original
original roll here.
Apparently.
Probably going to have to tear the paper to get the coins out, but I'm going to try. No, nothing doing. These aren't going to come out of here without slicing the paper. Yeah, I can't even push on them and talk them out. So I might have to do a little bit of surgery here.
All right. Well, that's it for now. I'm going to do some other stuff and come back later. See y'all.